Hello everyone! So as you may have noticed, the Winter Solstice event for DBD has begun, and the Wraith update is out. So now we have all these beautiful changes to the Wraith, as well as some changes to Ironworks and flashlights, and a bunch of bug fixes. So let's dive right in. So immediately you will notice that the entire look of the menu and lobbies are completely different. We got this winter wonderland look with the Christmas lights in the background, and we got a snowman with blood all over him and a hatchet. We have this mist going everywhere, and just it looks all cold, and the lighting is very dark, giving you the ominous holiday feel. And we have the new Christmas lobby music added as well, just like with the Halloween event, they had Halloween music. Then if we go over to the killers here, you will see that all the original killers have gotten a special holiday cosmetic. Now this cosmetic has been given to all the original killers, and by original killers I don't mean the killers that first launched with the game. I mean all the killers that belong to Dead by Daylight, so none of the copyright killers have this cosmetic, and that is the Frosty Eyes. So I will just quickly go through all the killers so you can see what they look like with this new cosmetic. As with the Halloween event, for this event they added a special item unique to the holidays, and that is the Winter Firecracker. This is a rare item that can be found in chests or the blood web, and it works exactly like the Chinese firecracker did, which is you drop it and then it will explode, and it can blind the killer if they are close enough, but it will also blind survivors. Now this winter firecracker is pretty awesome looking because it shoots off a bunch of little fireworks when it explodes, and it's very pretty. Mystery boxes have also been adjusted for the event. So now we have these winter mystery boxes, which appear at every single level of the blood web and have different rewards. There are multiple tiers of these boxes, so there will be common, uncommon, rare, and very rare mystery boxes. And all of these boxes are half the cost of their actual rarity. So let's say there's a rare mystery box that is usually 5k blood points, but it will only be 2.5k blood points. And then a common mystery box would be 1.5k blood points instead of 3k blood points. And they can contain all the same items that normal mystery boxes usually hold, and apparently even better. Now, they said that regular mystery boxes will have a higher rarity tier weighting, so I guess that means normal mystery boxes will still appear in your blood web once every 5 levels, and they will have a higher chance to be rare. These little mystery boxes look like presents, and they make a little jingle when you open them up. Another visual difference made in this holiday event is that in the actual maps themselves, there are holiday lights wrapped around the lockers, hooks, and barrels. So now we have this wonderful holiday spirit while in the maps and not just on the main menu screen. And for the last part of this holiday event is that there are 3 new achievements. So you have to get these achievements before the holiday event ends, or else you can't earn them, okay? And the first achievement is Holiday Get Together. In a public match, have at least 3 survivors hooked in the basement at the same time. So I would not be surprised if we saw a lot more killers trying to get everybody in the basement now because of this. The next achievement is Milk and Cookies, and what this says is, in a public match, take the item from the chest in the basement in at least 30 different trials. And then the last achievement is Happy Holidays. Open at least 100 winter gifts, or mystery boxes as they're known, in the blood web. So that will be simple to do. Just keep spending points in your blood web. You'll eventually get 100 mystery boxes. And those are all the changes made for the holiday event. After that, they did some changes to the Ironworks map. Once again. So the generator that spawns inside of Ironworks has been changed again. They basically shifted it more towards the entrance of Ironworks, as you can see. So it will be a bit easier for survivors to be able to run somewhere else if the killer approaches that area. And the other thing they did is that they changed the layout of the props and the palette on the outside of the Ironworks window to what it was earlier. So now we have this gap here in between the palette and the window, so it is not such an overpowered palette anymore. So flashlights saw a major change this patch. A flashlight, the utility flashlight, and a bunch of the add-ons have been completely reworked. So what they did is they completely removed the quicker blind and burn modifiers from flashlights, because there was a way you could stack a flashlight and add-ons to create an insta-blind flashlight, which meant you could blind the killer and they could do nothing to avoid it unless they had Lightborn on. So insta-blinds have been eliminated from the game due to this change, because they reworked all of these add-ons and this one flashlight to remove faster blinds. So what they say now is, instead of saying increasing the flashlight beam effects against the killer and increasing the power of the flashlight beam against the killer, they say increase the beam's visual brightness and increase the blindness duration. So now all flashlights, regardless of add-ons, will take the same amount of time to blind the killer. The only thing that changes with the add-ons is the accuracy of the flashlight, how bright the flashlight is, and how long the blind is. So as you can see here, all the add-ons that were changed were Odd Bulb, High-End Sapphire Lens, Intense Halogen, Focus Lens, Tier Optic, and Power Bulb, and the Wide Lens. So all of these were the add-ons that were reworked. So as you can see now, they also say increased beam's visual brightness, increased blindness duration. The Odd Bulb did get a slight buff because it says slightly increased flashlight battery consumption instead of moderately, or whatever it was before. And you can just see here what all the differences are. Now to the most important part of this patch, the Wraith Changes that we have been waiting so long for. So they changed the Wraith's wailing bell ringing audio to play up to 24 meters instead of map wide. Additionally, they have also changed the cloaking and uncloaking sound, and this is the whooshing sound of him going invisible or uninvisible, is a 40-meter radius instead of global. So both of these sounds now have a hearing distance, which means if you are not close to the Wraith, you will not hear him cloaking and uncloaking. So this means as a survivor, you have to be very careful and aware of your surroundings, or else the Wraith will sneak up on you and possibly get a free hit or body block you into a bad area. While the Wraith is cloaked, blood appears brighter to him, and then when he uncloaks, it returns to its normal color. Cloaking is now faster for the Wraith. It takes about 2 seconds for him to cloak. Uncloaking is still 3 seconds, but for 1.5 seconds, there is no audio cue of the Wraith's spell. So this will allow the Wraith to take survivors by surprise if they aren't paying attention. Because if you do not notice the Wraith until you hear the bell, it is probably going to be too late for you to gain significant distance. They increased uncloaking movement speed and adjusted the uncloak movement speed curve to feel smoother and give less ground to survivors. So basically what they did is that before, when the Wraith uncloaked, when he came out of the cloak, he was slower, so he had to catch up. But now, when the Wraith fully uncloaks, at the end of the cloak, he will be at his base speed to allow him to catch up to survivors faster. The Wraith can now interact with generators, pallets, and lockers while cloaked. If he is interacting with generators or pallets, his heartbeat and red stain will temporarily be revealed. If he finds a survivor in a locker, he will automatically uncloak. But if not, he stays cloaked. Now it takes 1.5 seconds to burn the Wraith with a flashlight versus the 1 second it took before. And the flashlight burn stun is a 3-second stun instead of a 4-second stun. Moving on to his perks. The perk Bloodhound has been changed. They increased the tier 1 and tier 2 versions so that all tiers will use the same blood intensity. So the only thing that is different is how many additional seconds blood on the ground stays. For Shadowborn, the negative effects have all been removed, and they buffed the field of view increase. So it is now a 9, 12, and 15% field of view increase. Let's move on to the add-on changes. So all of Wraith's common add-ons are now Soot add-ons, all of the uncommon are labeled Mud, all of the rare are labeled White, and all of the very rare are labeled Blood. On to the actual changes to the add-ons themselves. So for the Blink add-ons, they have adjusted their disappearance charge time to 12.5 for the uncommon Blink and 50% for the very rare Blink. So this just means that the Wraith, when he equips the Blink add-on, will have a quicker disappearance time. Moving on to the next add-on, his Windstorm add-ons have been adjusted. So the uncommon one doesn't say this, but the rare and very rare do, and that is they increase the Wraith's reappearance time, in addition to granting him a boost to movement speed after he reappears. So their reasoning for this was that they have made it so when the Wraith exits the uncloak, he exits at max speed instead of having to accelerate to max speed after his uncloak. So this will maximize the Windstorm add-on's efficiency, and in compensation for how much more effective it is due to him uncloaking at max speed, they added this moderately increase or slightly increase his reappearance time. They have adjusted the range at which the Wraith's Wailing Bell can be heard with the Coxcombed Clapper add-on to 40%, which is this one right here. This will make it so the Wailing Bell sound will be not heard as loudly. Next, there's the Swift Hunt add-ons. So what they did for Swift Hunt is they adjusted the time it takes for the Wraith to uncloak with it. And these new speeds of uncloak is 10, 15, and 20%. They changed the name of the Ghost Soot add-on to Ghost White to better fit its rarity. Then on all the All-Seeing add-ons, they have increased their range by 2 meters. So this All-Seeing Blood used to be 8 meters, now it's 10. All-Seeing Light used to be 6 meters, now it's 8. And the Mud used to be 4 meters, now it's 6. Keep in mind that this All-Seeing add-on is affected by Soul Survivor. So if there's someone in the match who has Soul Survivor, and there are survivors that are dead, you have a chance to not be able to see them in such close range, or at all. And those are all the changes made to his add-ons. Then one last change they did that was not mentioned in the patch notes was that they updated some parts of the in-game UI. So now if you are running Vigil, and you have the exhaustion debuff or any debuff applied, it will show this downwards arrow on it, indicating that the timer has been shortened. And then for perks such as Sprint Burst and Live, whenever those activate, you will get the speed boost icon along with a timer for how long you have left in that speed boost. And that is all the changes made in this 1.8.3 patch. If you want to see all the specific bug fixing they did, as always, I will link the patch notes in the description below, and you can go check those out yourself. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, good luck out there in the fog, and see you next time.